Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Before watching the video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. In this video we will discuss Top 10 Best Johnny Depp Movies. Johnny Depp has proven time and time again to be one of Hollywood's most bankable leading men. Even when he sits at the center of controversy, his movies make astronomical amounts of dollars. But among all of the films in his filmography, we will discuss his 10 best movies. Number 10, Alice Through the Looking Glass. It generated the total revenue of $300 million. Considering how much this film's predecessor made, and in the context of the film having a budget of $170 million, Alice Through the Looking Glass was something of a box office flop, technically speaking. There were expectations for the movie to do even bigger numbers with even better critical acclaim than the first film, but this 2016 sequel just fell short. Still, with $300 million in the tank, this film managed to crack Depp's top highest grossing films, if nothing else. That is an accomplishment in itself. Number 9, Murder on the Orient Express. It generated the total revenue of $352.8 million. When the time came again for Hollywood to adapt the classic Agatha Christie novel of the same name, director and star Kenneth Branagh compiled an impressive A-list cast comprised of Daisy Ridley, still fresh off of her Hollywood breakout in Star Wars, The Force Awakens, Judi Dench, Michelle Pfeiffer, Willem Dafoe, Penelope Cruz, and of course Johnny Depp. Number 8, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. It generated the total revenue of $475 million. When Roald Dahl's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was first adapted for the big screen back in 1971, it became an instant classic solely for Gene Wilder's performance as Willy Wonka. When Hollywood decided to revisit this world in 2005, those were shoes big enough to fill that critics doubted if anyone could pull off a Wonka on par with Wilder. While Wilder's performance remained the tentpole, Johnny Depp does his best to match up to the late actor's level. Fans were struck enough with curiosity to show up to the theater anxious to see what Depp could do in the role. Number 7, The Curse of the Black Pearl. It generated the total revenue of $654.3 million. It is something of a testament to the strength of the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise that despite being the lowest grossing film of the series, The Curse of the Black Pearl still made enough money to nearly reaching Johnny Depp's top 10 highest grossing films. As a film based entirely around a ride at Disneyland, the film surpassed all expectations during its initial release. It proved to be an exciting throwback to swashbuckling tales whilst also delivering us an iconic character with an Oscar-nominated portrayal from Depp as Jack Sparrow. Number 6, The Crimes of Grindelwald. It generated the total revenue of $654.9 million. The sequel to Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them was marred in controversy months before releasing, due to featuring Johnny Depp while he was embroiled in a case against ex-wife Amber Heard, who accused him of abuse during their marriage. The fact remains, I was falsely accused, Depp told Entertainment Weekly a month before the film's release. Perhaps Depp's public admonishment of these accusations and J.K. Rowling's continued support for him was enough to convince fans to support the sequel, hence why it earned $655 million. Number 5, Dead Men Tell No Tales. It generated the total revenue of $794.9 million. The fifth and so far final entry into the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise offered the biggest gap between films released, as it had been a whopping 6 years since the last one hit theaters. Still, regardless of the big gap, there was still enough excitement to generate $794.9 million in profit. 15 years after the first film, the return of Jack Sparrow and seeing him trade banter once again with lifelong frenemy Captain Hector Barbossa was enough to bring old fans back, while new additions to the cast like Kaya Scodelario and Javier Bardem brought new fans on board. Number 4, At World's End. It generated the total revenue of $961 million. The third film in the trilogy, At World's End, was originally hyped as the final entry into the franchise as a whole. That obviously turned out not to be the case, although it did wind up being the final Pirates movie to be directed by Gore Verbinski, who worked on the last two films, but such a selling point was enough to get audiences interested in seeing this one. That and the fact that the second film ended on such a huge cliffhanger, this sequel was bound for success. Indeed, it was a box office smash hit. When the third film made this much money, it's no wonder why they kept making these. Number 3, Alice in Wonderland. It generated the total revenue of $1.025 million. Alice in Wonderland was something of a surprise hit. Due to the nostalgia surrounding the original animated movie, even with a then-unknown actor Mia Wasikowska in the lead role, most people expected this film to be a success, but nobody foresaw it making more than $1 billion. With Johnny Depp being the biggest name attached to the film in his role as the Mad Hatter, it would appear that the strength of the film's success lives and dies on his shoulders. His name as a brand was powerful enough to usher in $1.025 billion. Number 2, On Stranger Tides. It generated the total revenue of $1.046 million. When the fourth Pirates of the Caribbean film arrived in theaters, the world had been without a new Pirates entry for nearly 5 years. Which, after the last two sequels released back-to-back between 2006 and 2007, was way too long for fans to stand. Naturally, audiences were itching for a new one, so when a new one finally arrived in the form of On Stranger Tides, seas of fans made sure to get their butts in the seats. Enough butts sat in those seats to surpass the $1 billion mark at the box office. Number 1, Dead Man's Chest. It generated the total revenue of $1.0666 million. As we said earlier, The Curse of the Black Pearl exceeded expectations in every sense of the word. A sequel was inevitable and, as such, fans were determined not to sleep on the action romp this time around. With Captain Jack Sparrow back in the saddle with Johnny Depp once again steering the ship, a sequel was set in the form of Dead Man's Chest. The fanfare was immense enough for the film to garner a quick $1.066 billion. This turned out to be the highest-grossing film of both the series and Depp's whole career. That is all about today's video. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.